If you have a phone, that phone has a camera, and you want to take pictures of your brand with that camera, this video is for you. Stick around. But first, story time. Today I was at this event, right? As a professional photographer, sometimes I would do small family gigs, right? Nothing big. And the cake decorator was setting up a display of cupcake. And she turns to me and smiles and says, "I'm sure you're gonna take better pictures than me." So I chuckled to myself and thought, well, yeah. But that's not the point. See, cameras are tools. And once you have an understanding of that tool, then you can put the tool to use. So I just smiled and I told her, well, you can take really good pictures with your phone, It's just once you understand a couple things. The amount of times I've heard, "Hey boy, that camera must just take real nice pictures." Yeah, but, it's not just the camera. So anyway, I gave her a few pointers and we made a couple adjustments to the display. And she took a few more pictures with her phone and she was like surprised, blown away at the difference in quality from what she took before to what she took after. Which brings us to today's video. 5-ish tips on how to take better pictures with your phone. By the way, if we haven't met before, I'm Rayhaan, rhymes with Ray-Ban, like the glasses. And I'm an ambitious introvert. So if you're anything like me and want to join the journey, hit all the buttons and let's go. We're not actually going anywhere. I just, it's part of the whole pitch. Yeah. Tip number 1, understanding your phone's settings. See, every phone is built differently and has a different suite of settings, right? It's important to understand and know what your phone is capable of. So go into your camera settings and see what resolution, what ratio is available for that particular camera. This is important because the type of phone that you have will give you an indication of which scenarios it will perform best at and which scenarios it will perform worst at. So in knowing this, you will then be able to navigate the situations that you're taking pictures with your phone with. Tip 2, get to know light. Basically, when you take a picture, you're capturing light, and light impacts the way a picture may look. So if it is we're out taking a picture of a product or a thing that we, for our brand, and the light is harsh or the light is a particular kind of way, then it will impact how the picture comes out. The thing is, lighting is a whole situation by itself. I can do an entire video on just light. So if that's something that you want to, know more about, let me know in the comments below. Tip number 3. Tip number 3. Compose your images better. When we're taking images with our phones, we oftentimes would, either hold it up like this to our face or maybe hold it out like this. We don't typically think about what the composition, the framing, the layout of the image is on our phone. We kind of just take the picture. When we think about composition, we want to think about where we are framing the product or service or subject or whatever we're taking a picture of relative to our camera, our phones. So sometimes it's good if it is you're taking a picture of something that's on a table or something like that to get down in line with it. So you bring the phone down and you have it in line with the thing. That will aid in providing a better composition for the image. It's also helpful to utilize the rule of thirds. See, tip number 3, rule of thirds. Anyway, without getting too complicated and too technical, basically it's those grid lines that you see on your screen. If it is you have it switched on. Now, if you went into your settings to understand your camera in tip 1, you may or may not have come across the option to turn on grid lines. So with grid lines on, you are able to frame and adjust the main subject in your photo in a more intentional manner. So use your grid lines and frame your shot in such a way to maybe be in the center where it's symmetrical, or be to one side where the main part of the subject is in one of the crosses within the grid. That way you can draw the eye or tell a story or other things in the composition. Main point, be mindful of how you frame your shot while you're taking it with your phone. Tip number 4, use editing apps. Yes, it may be great to just take the picture and post it or share it or use it for whatever you intend to use it for, but it's worth it in the long run to understand how to adjust an image in an editing app. There are a lot of free apps out there. There's Lightroom, Snapseed, to name a couple, and you can use those apps to recompose or reframe your shot, as well as do minor color correction and image adjustments to make it communicate better. Because remember, this isn't just taking pictures for taking pictures' sake. This is taking pictures for your brand. So if it is you have a particular style or aesthetic that you're going for, you can edit your images to your particular brand aesthetic. Alternatively, you can use filters as well, though I'm not really a fan of filters because I feel like you're taking control away from the look that we're going for. So learn a little bit about how to edit or tweak or get that aesthetic, that look that you want for your images. Tip number 5. Are we on 5 already? Holy smokes, we are blazing. Tip number 5, and this one is really, really simple. Just clean your lens. There's so much increase in quality that you can get if you just wipe the lens, be it the front or the back. Primarily, it should be the back if it is you're taking, like pictures with your phone for, your brand and stuff like that. That alone will bump the quality up because there aren't any smudges or little bits of debris or whatever is on your lens. Okay, so let's recap. Understand your phone's camera settings. Get a general overview of the different camera settings on your phone, especially whether or not you can turn the grid lines on or off. Find the best light for your photos. Get to understand the different types of light and how it will affect your photo. Kind of like hard light, soft light, that type of thing. This would help you use natural light to your advantage. Compose your images better. Utilize the rule of thirds with the grid line and apply that to your photos. This would help create a more visually interesting image by balancing or framing the image better with your phone. Use editing apps to enhance your images. There are a bunch of different apps that exist out there. Try them out and use which one works best for you to create your own image aesthetic. And of course, wipe your lens. With the lens clean, it will take away any debris or smudging that may obstruct or blur your image. And if you stuck around this long for the video, here's a bonus tip. Experiment with the different shooting modes. Because it's a smartphone that you're using, there are tons of different modes that you can use. Because we're shooting for our brand, we want to tell a story. So experiment and have fun with the process. And of course, practice. But if you believe my camera died, mid-outro. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao for now.